Good morning to everybody, especially Dr. Mahesh, Dr. Roopsi for inviting me. I am seeing Dr. Nisha is myself being a Gati pilot, like one of the nodal contacts, have regular talks with her with regard to improving the gender parity at my institute, NIT Rourkela. So, Madam Namaskar from my side to you. Hey, coming to today's talk about artificial intelligence. Before it's like this is my area of research, but before I go here, I would like to say that this is National another in KG1. So from that point of view, also, I would always like to see that when they grow up, like this gender parity improves and they have equal representation. So I would like to focus my talk on a technical aspect. So if there are girl children here as well as women, so it is especially helpful in my area of research. All of us would have heard about artificial intelligence and its applications. This is a highly underrepresented from the woman point of view because we have very few women researchers in this particular area. And Dr. Nisha is listening to us. Maybe she's at the policy intervention and she would be able to throw insights on this on how to improve it. So coming to this particular area, quickly I will keep my talk very short in terms of the time which has been allotted, which is roughly around 15 to 20 minutes. We'll try to focus more on how to improve the woman representation and the girl child implementation. So here, I think we have heard about this artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. So these three things I have put a slash mark. Reason being, we are in COVID times. So we have seen the first wave, we have seen the second wave, we are now experiencing the third wave. On similar analogy, the artificial intelligence came in three waves. From 1950s when it started with the early computers, mainframes, very big computers, it used to be in a museum type of activity. Everybody used to go there and see. So there where the computers were found from 50 to 80s. That was the first wave where some machine came and were trying to solve complex problems. Then it became more user friendly. Personal computers came into picture. We started writing programs. Computer science came up. Computer science and engineering came up, and there we had researchers working, and we tried to make machines learn. So when I say machine learning, so it means something that I feed lots of data and you learn from that data. So the machine does whatever humans do. So that is what machine learning is. And the third wave which came say after 2015 is deep learning. So it's very large amount of data, big data. So lot amount of data. I'll give some analogies in my next slides, but you can just think from a layman perspective because I am keeping this very broad so that all girl children whoever are there here can understand from the school point of view. As madam was mentioning about Vigyan Jyoti, so we want to keep it at that broad level. So artificial intelligence, you can say that computers try to do our work, then machine learning where we are feeding more data, deep learning wherein we are feeding lots and huge amount of data. And this is the niche area in computer science and engineering, electronics engineering. So this is the genesis of AI, ML and DL. So we use these acronyms: artificial intelligence, ML and DL. ML means machine learning, DL means deep learning. So coming to this, they are the broader subsets. So on top we have the AI area. It's like a cover, and within this, the narrow part is machine learning, where neural networks are being used, and within specialized neural networks are deep learning neural networks. I won't go into the technicalities of this, but I will just speak from the word from the application point of view. So let's come to the application. So this is what we can give from a layman's point of view. See, what do we want the computers to do? We want the computers to think like humans. So although we should not keep passwords. We have to keep our passwords for our computers, but we should not keep passwords for our smiles. So we should smile very heartily because we should never keep passwords there. With this analogy, I'd like to explain this slide. We want the systems to work like and act like humans, but it should be at the same time rational also. So you cannot see you see on this part on the below part that it's an irrational thing that on a boat you have put all the animals and you're trying to go. So it's kind of irrational. So we want some rational thinking for the machines to do. So like there are ethics in AI. There are some pitfalls of AI. So where we do not want systems to understand too many things which the humans do. So we should draw a line, of course, that is out of scope of my talk here, but from broad wants to work. What is the advantage? See, the advantage is object recognition. So here, if you give this image, it will tell you what are the contents of this image. So you could see this. Here you could see there are cars, a person riding a bicycle. You could see that there is a traffic light here, right? So you could see various categorizations for this. How is this possible? Feeding thousands of images of this and making the computer learn like a teacher. When we have our children, how do we make them learn? We tell them that you give them a slate, earlier day slate, right? And we make them write that this is how you draw A, right? You have two lines and then you write in between it's A. You make that person or the student or your child write 100 times. You ask the 101th time to write, the person writes A. Similarly, we write B. So similar lines, a broad analogy I can give that you feed a lot of images to the computer and tell these are cars, these are bicycles, these are traffic lights, and the machine learning system learns it. So this is broadly called object recognition in images, which is used. Then we have text recognition. This simple example, all of us are using this on our mobile phones. This is a recent interaction between my PhD student and myself. So he was very elated that his journal got accepted, and he was trying to address few issues in that, and he wrote me an email. I was reading it on my phone. So you could see down, you could see the content of the email is already read by the Google system, and it is suggesting me answers. Thanks a lot. Okay, I will check. So if you read the contents, of course, I have taken his permission that I am sharing his email here. I have taken his informed consent that I am going to talk on this particular aspect and I'm sharing your email. So he said that he would like to address 2 points asked by the journal, and he is asking me some suggestions and attaching a document. So if you can see the Google system, it is saying it is already read this email and saying thanks a lot. Okay, I will check. Thanks for the email. Right. So what is happening? So how did it learn? It learned because it saw millions of such emails, and it also saw what are the prospective answers to this. So that is how this area is called text recognition, NLP, natural language processing. So this is one more application. Images, text, everything. I think we always see this on WhatsApp also. So coming to other things, see, this is one of the videos on which I work towards my PhD. So this is a video which is having a lot of jitter, handheld jitter. So such video activity also done by my research group here at NIT Rourkela. So in addition to this, you could see this video where we could observe that we are having lot of there is a pan of the camera, and after this in between there is an shake which is been introduced. So if you can see here, so this particular shaking is identified by the machine learning algorithm and corrected. So images, text, videos, many applications, and forensics also. Somebody tries to insert pictures or not like content which is not advisable. So those things also can be detected. So you could see a top image here without this plane, and down you could see that a plane has been inserted. So you can also detect such. This will be really useful in fake news identification, which will help us to identify riots. So coming to AI in healthcare, all of us are aware of this. We are now in this world where we are in AI. So you could always find out in medical imaging, you can find out which is the benign images, which is the malignant or cancerous images, and all of us use gadgets. We connect ourselves with smart watches, etc. So all of this can be done via telemedicine, and we could do it via systems radiologically. So you don't need to stand on a big line. You can measure your heart rate, you can measure your blood pressure, etc. sitting at home. So this is one of the other application areas AI in healthcare. So I'm just coming to the end of this because I want to spend a little bit of more time here over improving woman, girl, child representation, which is one of the themes of National Girl Child Day, as well as schemes introduced by Vice Kiran Division where they are telling how to improve woman or girl child representation. So coming to this, I think our Honorable Prime Minister has already told us Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao. So in fact, it should be such that Beti Padhao as well as Desh Bachao. So here even Madam Nisha told us about you educate one person in the family and you are educating the entire family. a girl child you educate and doing it for entire family, right? So this is kind of thing that the girl child needs. So we want policy level interventions in improving education on AI. So improving education on AI means we want more training programs to be conducted for free for women, so that they are inclusive, they are included in this, and they also are shown the benefits. So education is the only way in which we can throw light at the end of this tunnel, because it being a niche field, it requires a lot of computers, lot of access to good part. So we have some programs like DST, ICPS, where they are opening it up for everybody with all the resources. So improving education on AI, more training programs to be conducted for free for girls, no registration fee, keep it open. The second part would be create programs for development of AI literacy at the rural level. So, Madam told you about Vigyan Jyoti. I myself have seen her when she was part of IISc Bangalore, and she has discussed these things with the team at IISc Bangalore. I think it was Rohini Godbole, Madam, where she tried to speak, and she in fact went to a school. I could see those photographs when I was online there. So create programs for AI literacy, especially at the rural level, give them gadgets, give them smartphones so that they are included. The third part is, of course, the Vice Kiran division is doing this, improve access to quality STEM education and careers for girls and women. So I think Women in Science A, B, C are some of the schemes that they are doing. SERB is also doing SERB Power, where they are giving like they are giving funding to the like in STEM, especially to the women, and they are evaluating their project proposals. So from that point of view, more work should go on the AI part, and not only from the government policy intervention level. We require the role of the industry, which is also significant to support and sponsor such governmental schemes, because corporate social responsibility, which we call CSR. CSR is one part where where these big industry players can support organization, government organization, private bodies, everybody. So especially tailor-made programs for girl child, I think is the need of the hour, because without it's like a clap. We require two hands. We require the government initiatives, along with we require funding from the corporate. So if these two go hand in hand, then only we can improve our woman representation, child representation from the AI point of view. So since I am a teacher, I am a faculty. So I have just been given an opportunity to speak as well as be part of the Gati program and talk about policy interventions. Nisha madam is part of the talk today, and she is exactly at the administrative level of handling the policy interventions. So I would, after my talk, keep it 5 minutes open for her inputs also, so that we would like to listen from her also. What are her views on from the DST Kiran division? I was surprised to know that DST has a Kiran division. I got to know it just a year back that it is doing specialized programs for the girl child. Similarly, we would want it to happen at DRDO. We would have want it to happen at CSIR. So why only DST? So we want to open it up to everybody. So that's my honest view here. And I think with this, I would like to end my talk by keeping it very short. And I thank all of you for your valuable time and attention. I also thank you for inviting me and asking me to share my inputs on artificial intelligence and how to make this underrepresented area better for women. So with this, I think again I thank you, and I think I'll end it here. Thank you.